Welcome to Not Factory Approved. If you have good lighting and the screen is not too dark, you can see I have a reddish mark right in here. Let me just say, I won't refuse to wash the dishes again. Before I get hit, that's a joke. Some people shouldn't use hand tools. That's my excuse. And don't stick your head where it doesn't belong. That's the other excuse. So what have I done today? I'm going to start replacing the weather stripping on the Cadillac doors, and I couldn't do it before because I did not have it. So everything got put on and the car was sanded and painted and all the rest of that. So now I have to take the doors off, and I'll explain why, and put weather stripping on. So I hope you find this helpful and interesting. Thanks for watching. After much contemplation and realizing that there's no way I could get my fingers in between this section and the body of the car to put the weather strip in, I decided the best way was to take the doors off. So here's the first one done. Everything glued in place. The glue seems to work quite well. We'll find out over time, but the important thing with this Permatex weather strip glue is to follow the instructions. Make sure that it's very dry to the touch before you, on both sides, before you put it together, and then it seems to hold quite well. So one little mod I had to do was to cut a groove here so that when the hinge comes down it doesn't completely fold over and keep putting pressure on the weather strip, come away from the door frame. So I'm ready to put this one back on as soon as I do a little bit to the bolts, or the nuts rather, that hold the hinge in the body. Now there's a decision to be made. I didn't realize when I put this together that this catch here actually holds the door open, and then you bump it past that to close the door so it doesn't go crashing on somebody. Well, the little wings that are here that keep it open are worn out. I didn't realize that till I put the other door on. So I have to build those up. Problem is, I have no confidence about taking off this door panel without wrecking something. So I'm going to have to try and weld this in position, which means I'm going to have to put metal all around, protect everything, try and stop any splashing, because it is, if I use the MIG, it's flux core wire, so that creates a lot of splatter. Arc is can lay it up quickly, but it really splatters far more than the MIG does. So I think I'm going to have to use the MIG, and I'm going to have to shield everything. I didn't want to, but I got forced into it. I had to take the door panel off, much to my chagrin. So here's the completed piece. I did use arc welding because it builds it up faster. And then I ground and filed it, painted it, so now it can go back in. That's the catch there that holds the door open, and here's the rubber bumper. I had to replace that as well. It seemed okay when I put it together, but it fell apart when I took it out. One door ready to go back. I think I've fixed everything. Got all the weather strip on. I'll find a rude awakening, I'm sure, once I go to put it back on, but looks like everything's okay. All seems to work. So put it back on. Now for a lesson on how not to work by yourself. I'm guessing that door is over 100 pounds because I cannot lift it. So I'm going to work it over onto the jack, balance it, put it into position, and try and get a few bolts in place.